This is my update. The chief already knows what I'm going to say. My update is going to be very different from everybody else's. I'm going to try to make this as brief as possible. If you have any questions, please feel free to friend me on Facebook or email me. I'm completely public about my story. When I clerked for the chief, I was just so disabled that I could not walk to the handicapped parking spots easily. And the chief allowed me to use his personal parking spot because he had a chauffeur, for which I am profoundly grateful. I revealed to the chief recently the reason for my disability. I had tardive dyskinesia, which is a side effect for me of antipsychotic medications. I've reviewed my records, and I am certain that for me, it was medical malpractice. However, I will not sue because it would mean degradation of my character and the rest of my life in suit. I have written proof that from my psychiatrist, there was no decompensation, mania, or psychosis for the 25 years in which she treated me. However, the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual does not allow for the possibility of mistake or change, such that my diagnosis could not be altered, regardless of the fact that no decompensation, mania, or psychosis was ever seen. I asked for years and years to be taken off these medications, but was told, no, we just don't take people off after this many years. Finally, at age 45, I set boundaries and mandated that I be taken off. Within months of my taper, which is how you gradually decrease your medications, I was doing crazy yoga stunts and all the physical activities I could not do for 20 years. It was psychologically liberating. I could feel enjoyment and pleasure in ways that I could not for so long. However, on the last day of my taper, I went into withdrawal because my mainstream psychiatrist did not know how to do a good taper, and she took me off way too quickly. For the last almost 3 years, I've suffered symptoms such as insomnia, difficulty concentrating, and fatigue. After I was off of antipsychotics, I was placed on high-dose benzodiazepines and told that they were not addictive. Recently, I found out that I would have to withdraw from benzodiazepines as well, as I am physically dependent on them. Benzodiazepines are commonly prescribed for such conditions as anxiety and insomnia. For me, it was for insomnia. I am currently struggling physically, psychologically, and financially as a result. I had to resign from my job at Legal Services of New Jersey as a result. I faced discrimination, as has my child. My child did not get a single play date last year because of a condition that was no fault of my own. Through all these times, I've showed up for every school event and never missed a drop-off or pick-up, and have given them no reason to be discriminated against. I figured out what I would like to do when I'm done convalescing, which may take years. I would like to legally advocate for the rights of those who want to be medication-free of mind-altering substances. As a Social Security disability attorney, I saw repeatedly that people who did not want to take these medications could not get benefits. For this, I will need funding, so I want to maintain contacts within the legal community, so that when I'm done convalescing, I can make my dream come true. I'm a single mother, so when I'm done my update, I will have to leave. Through all this process, I've become the mother that I've always wanted to be, who loves to play with her kid more than anybody else in the universe. I now recognize that for my health, I must convalesce and experience the physical horrors of withdrawal, including shaking all night long, throwing up, and sleeping 1 to 2 hours a night, or sometimes none at all. I would love to share the details of my story with anybody who would like to hear them. Once again, you can find me on Facebook or email me. Thank you very much for your time.